Her famous line that still is to this day is, "You don't know me from a bar of soap, but I want you to trust me. I want you to believe in me because I'm going to change your life."
I love it.
And that's what started everything.
Margot, thank you for joining us.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm
so happy.
So stoked.
Yeah,
it's awesome to have you on Cast of Creators. And when we first booked this originally, I didn't know that you two knew each other.
Yes, you know what? Because how it got booked.
Corey.
Yeah, Corey. It got booked by a Corey. And then, it had been like a very, very long time since we had seen each other or connected back in like the early ages of social media, blogging, PR, event stuff. Very long time ago.
A different life.
Yeah, different life.
It must really feel that way in some respect.
For so many reasons, like a different life about like where I am, like in age-wise, emotionally-wise, but also pre-kid, pre-COVID. Whole different reset of a game where it, I think, catapulted people to feel that they had to be out, they had to be about, they had to be connected, they had to tune in. And that was even before, like you said, before all the social media and before all the ways to be plugged in.
It was pre-Instagram. And, it was like, it was not unheard of for me to be like, I've got 3 events tonight. Boom, 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 pop into 3. And the next night, 3 other events. And I'd like do the circuit. And I remember times where it's like, I did 20 events in 1 week. And now if I do one event, I'm like, what's enough?
I feel like the events of, and I've said this forever, I feel there's the quantity of events and the quality of events. And I feel a lot of people, not like people like us in the sense of this, but I think people are like, how many events can we do versus can we do something that matters and is memorable,
Right.
Yeah, like especially from the brand side. Yeah. I'm like, even, going to a lot of things. I think I guess in those early days of social media and like pre-Instagram, it was like, I felt like me specifically, I wanted people to know me. I was like, I'm Casey Stewart, blogger from the internet. So going to all that stuff was really important and it actually really helped. But now, different. Things have changed slightly.
And then I always felt like in order for people to come to my events or for people to care about me on my side of things, I had to go to their events. And I felt it was this reciprocal relationship that you had to invest in and build. So it was a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet. So one thing that we share in common is we were born into a family that had an existing business. And that business has shaped aspects of who we are. Now, your business, your family business, Elizabeth Grant, goes back to the 40s.
Sure does.
So growing up in a family that was so entrenched in an existing brand and getting into skincare at such a young age, what was that like?
So the whole story about family business, my grandmother actually retired in 1992. So she started the business in 1948 when she suffered from bomb blast damage in World War II.
Wow.
She was a makeup artist at Elstree Studios in London, England. Wow. She just wanted to feel confident and beautiful and everything. And when she suffered from bomb blast damage, she felt everything that made her was completely taken away. And she felt she couldn't make someone else feel beautiful if she felt, in her words, like a hideous monster. She felt like she needed to do something. So she was on a mission to fix her skin. And she developed and created the very first serum on the market ever, the Essence of Jerusalem, our #1 selling product around the world for 75 years and counting.
Wow.
That created the category. But in 1992, my grandfather passed away. She was in South Africa by herself. She retired. My late father said, come over to Canada. It's enough with you being in South Africa by yourself. And she didn't want to start the business again. It was done. It was over. And my mother, who's my grandmother's daughter-in-law, in about 97, 98, said, do we want to do this again? And my grandmother said, you're nuts. Like, I'm in my 70s. I'm not knocking on doors. And my grandmother was phenomenal. She still is in business. But when she first was starting out, she would try to get her products, the Essence, into stores. And stores were like, no, thank you. We don't want you. Who are you? And then she got her friends and her family to call the stores and be like, do you have the essence of Trislam?
That's such a good idea.
And they're like, we don't. She's like, oh, I can't give you my business then. So I'm sorry, I got to go. So she was a good hustle. She was a good hustle and flow in the time of women not being allowed to have a business, let alone being a successful business. So in 97, 98, she was like, I'm out, folks. Like, I'm not knocking on the doors. I'm not picking up the phone.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the shopping channel went from still pictures, you'd just be like, look at this great product, to people.
Yeah.
And my mother and my grandmother were amazed at this because South Africans, first and foremost, we're not having people come to our home and drop stuff off. This is weird to us.
Yeah.
Let alone having so many business, so many channels. What you're doing business on TV, it's just strange. So we were fascinated. So when it became live people, my mother and grandmother said, let's go, let's audition. And we got on. And I wasn't involved in the business from the side of doing anything because I was more so stuffing envelopes for my father's business. Mm-hmm. That was a great way when you had kids, just keep stuffing envelopes. That until my mom and grandmother brought the operation sort of to our house, from our basement to our dining room to our garage, my friends would come over, and all of a sudden from hanging out with my friends, we would be stuffing boxes and tying ribbon and going out and about and figuring out how to get these boxes out. So for me, it became this dinner room conversation. It wasn't like I was entrenched in the business. It was just, how do I help my family?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then the more that it grew, the more opportunities that grew, my mother was just like, let's go, Margot. You're going to go here. You're going to go to France. You're going to go to LA. And I was like, okay, let's just have some fun and see how we can go. So it was this very organic development, I think, because we were in such a family business our whole lives. My dad was an entrepreneur as well. We knew how to separate it. Mm-hmm. We knew how to have dinner and family and fun and vacation and business.
Yeah.
And we also knew when we had to come together to rally.
Mm-hmm. So in those years when they were ramping it back up again, it turned into primarily shopping channel distribution through TV?
100%.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We are not in one brick and mortar at all.
Really?
We have never been in a brick and mortar since we relaunched in 1998.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that. That's cool.
And then we are on 9 international channels around the world. And it's an incredible thing because unless you watch the shopping channel, first and foremost, everyone has a preconceived notion of the shopping channel. Is it cheap? Is it blasé? Is it like... I know everybody, as soon as I say shopping channel, you get the image in your head of who is shopping, whether it's 3 a.m., I can't sleep, whether it's someone who is decked out in a shopping channel brand. But the shopping channel is phenomenal. And what it was able to do, or I should say today, because it's TSC, Today's Shopping Choice, they rebranded, my apologies. You cannot access that many people in one go. Like you can be in 100 stores around the world and not do the same volume that you can do in 1 hour on TSC.
Right.
So we're on TSC, then we went to QVC Germany, and now we're at QVC Germany, QVC UK, QVC Italy, TBSN Australia, New Zealand, Shop LC, Shop HQ, QVC USA. Wow. And that's what we do. And then once upon a time, we sat down actually during the volcano, the volcano eruption in Iceland. We were all in the beauty world.
Yeah.
The whole beauty world was stuck in Italy. No one could leave.
Wow.
Not one person could leave. I remember someone was saying to me, I have to fly from Italy to, I think, Colombia, to Miami, then take a car to Washington to get home. I'm like, just stay in Italy. There are worse places to be stuck than where we are right now. So we extended our trip, and there was this one open seat at the airport. And I walked up, and I'm very chatty Cathy.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you mind if I sit here? And the woman's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And what do you do? And she goes, I'm with a store, TJX Winners. I'm like, oh my God, that's my favorite. I love TJX Winners, Marshalls. Like,
everything.
Winners,
Marshalls, HomeSense, all of them.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And she goes, what do you do? I go, yeah, I'm on the shopping channel with my grandmother, or Elizabethgrant Skincare. And her eyes opened and her head almost sort of grew 4 sizes. She said, I've been dying to have a meeting with you.
Wow.
Wow. I just got a goosebump. And
we wound up also having our excess inventory or lines that we're omitting, but all fresh, all good.
Yeah.
You'll see like little bits and pieces in TJX and Marshalls around the world as well.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Same customer, love a deal, love a value, love bringing you quality.
Yeah, beautiful.
And the just like the beauty section in like a Winners, if I'm going past a Winners, I always go to that section because you never know what you might find, but I've found some of the best products in my life there.
100%.
It's like, going to Winners is always something that me and my mom have done together. Like since I was a teenager, it's like having a bad day, let's go to Winners. Right? Having a good day, let's go to Winners. It's like the thing. It's like
HomeSense is like that too.
I go home for like 24 hours. What are we gonna do? Let's go to Winners. It's the best. It's our HomeSense. That's all we do. Yeah, it's like real thing. So funny.
So earlier, I was listening to Casey work through pronouncing this word, teresium.
So close. But the second one was better, teresium.
Teresium.
Okay.
Talk to us about that. Does that formulation date back to your grandmother when she was a bomb burning victim?
It's what fixed my grandmother's skin.
So how did she figure that one out?
How did she come up with that? Amazing.
So first and foremost, I have to tell you, my grandmother's father passed away when she was 7. She always felt like he's always looked after her. Always. So
that's a bad year.
It's
7.
It is. It's a foundational year. But the thing is, when she was going to get all of the shrapnel taken out, what they did at that time is they took one sticky and they went, which would often cause much more damage. But it's a turnkey. Like, people are coming in. We got to get you out. My grandmother, who I'm almost a splitting identical person to, also Chatty Cathy, somehow convinced the operating room surgeon not to do that. I don't know how she did that. And he painstakingly took out every single piece. So it minimized the damage. She still had a scar on the left side of her face and lost a hearing in her left ear. But almost every day, she would go to the doctor's office around tea time and say, well, is there something for me? Is there something that can fix me now? And he's like, no, there's nothing that can help you. She's like, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. And have tea. And one day when she went over, he's like, I just have a patient. I'll be right back. And she always teased that there was no Vogue magazines in doctor's offices at those times. Mm-hmm. So she opened up a medical journal. She was bored. She was in a room. Like, if you left me in this room, I would be like,
you doing something.
Like, let's look at the painting. Let's look at the hover symbol. Like, see the details. So she opens up this medical journal and instantaneously, remember, I told you she always believes her father's looking after her.
Yeah.
She sees the term war wounds. So the one page that she opens, she sees war wounds. She says her father was looking after her to show her that page. And almost at the exact same time, the doctor walks in, closes the book, and goes, that's not for you. You wouldn't understand any of those big words.
All right.
And she said, I saw something about war wounds. I have a war wound.
Yeah.
Can this help me? He said, no, that's meant for someone on the front lines to minimize the damage on the way to the hospital. And she's like, but I want to try it. He's like, okay, well, best of luck.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow. So she scribbled down the name of this particular type of algae. And she went to her friend who is a chemist. And she's like, do you know what this is? He said, of course I know what this is. She said, will you make it for me? He said, no. She's like, why not? He's like, because it won't do anything for you. And I don't want you to be disappointed. I don't want you to be mad at me.
Right.
And she's like, well, what do I have to lose? Just make it for me. Mm-hmm. And he made it for her. And it turned out to be the very first serum on the market ever for the at-home use, which created the category.
Yeah.
And she used it, and she used it every single day. And in about 8 to 10 months later, her scars completely gone. Oh. And she was able to go back to work.
Wow.
She went back to work at Elstree Studios, and she was making up Vivienleigh, so the actress from Gone with the Wind.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
And Vivienleigh said, "You have gorgeous skin.
Wow.
What do you use?" And my grandmother sheepishly went into her bag and took out this tiny little, nothing.
Yeah.
So this is what I use. She's like, "Can I have it?" She's like, "Sure." And about 2-3 weeks later, when she came back to do the reshoots again, she's like, "I absolutely love it. Where can I get it?" And my grandmother that night started batching it in her bathtub, bottling it, knocking on doors, and selling the very first serum ever. And when I'm telling you ever, only 50 years later, another brand brought out a serum for at-home use.
Wow. Because serums now are
everywhere.
Yeah. You got all the serums, but it wasn't for 50 years later until someone else came out with them. That's incredible.
Yeah. And so what it is it's a particular type of sea kelp that we harvest twice a year, and we replant it twice a year as well. It is our proprietary ingredient. It is our proprietary plant. No one in the world can use it. It's written up by dermatologists and plastic surgeons as something that will help to remove the look of wrinkles of your skin, and will help to moisturize your skin, will help to benefit your skin. So that's great. You get those checks from people with the science and the letters next to their name. It's
Absolutely.
a nice compliment.
Yeah.
And we rush it back to our laboratories here in Toronto, Canada. So literally around the corner.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
And what a lot of people don't know is, and it's sort of, I don't mean to demystify or take away the joy of anyone, is there are very few companies in the world who actually formulate their own products.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
95% of companies go to, I think, 5 big ones.
Yeah.
And get all the stuff from there.
Get their formulas, put their name on it, and they bottle. So we're one of, if not the only, privately owned skincare companies in the entire world, owned and operated by 3 generations of women who make, manufacture, and formulate every single product in-house. Every single product has Jerusalem in it, except for our perfumes.
Yeah.
And we just love how it helps people feel about their skin and how it helps people feel about aging. Because I think over the age of 40, men can feel it too. I appreciate this. But specifically women, 40, 50, 60, 70, feel like they have to disappear. They're not pretty enough. They're not good enough. They're not amazing enough. They don't deserve to be considered beautiful or fabulous or say their age with pride. And
totally.
It's the root of our company, and we never want anyone not to feel good enough. So if we can help someone just that much, it is the most transformative, amazing thing that we do.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Beautiful. So when your grandmother stopped the business,
Yes.
and then there was discussion of actually building the business again, how was this ingredient then, how did you then decide to go harvest this ingredient again and incorporate it into the brand? Like, how did that all happen, and how'd they do it?
It's always been us in the sense of, even when she retired, it's like a plot of land. She's not going to be like, okay, bye, plot of land.
Yeah, right.
It's her plant. She kept her plant.
Okay. She had it. She was already harvesting then.
She once you have it, you have it. Once
Okay.
it's in nature, it's in nature.
Yeah. Okay.
It's her best kept secret of her never wanting to give it up. She's like, if I can't have it, no one can have it. But so she kept it, and it was one of those things. She just said, let's give it a whirl. Like, we're here, I'm here. And I mean, like, I'll show you a photo of her from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I
that'd be
just
great.
looked on your Instagram. She just had her 100th birthday.
Just had her 100th birthday.
I just scrolled all of them. I look at this beautiful woman.
Yeah. Completely untouched, completely unedited.
So good.
Yeah. And she always says, you might see the wrinkles and crinkles, but like, I am 21 in my soul. And she's laughing and dancing and doing. And it's something, like I said, she's always known to continue to do what she's doing. So in 97, 98, when they said, let's give it a whirl, she's like, okay, let's give it a whirl. And at that time, we actually had someone else formulating for us. So we would bring the Jerusalem over, formulate, and then my mother saw all of this. And my mother is very smart. She's like, the money is in the manufacturing.
Yeah.
So she opened up her own manufacturing facility. She always said, if I hire people who are smarter than me, great, because my mom's not a chemist.
Right.
She's an English teacher, So she's like, if I hire people who are smarter than me, but I know what they're doing, we can figure it out.
Yeah.
And so that's what she did. And she started with a $5,000 loan from RBC,
Wow.
which was one of the only banks at that time. It's wild when I say this out loud, who believed in supporting women in business.
Yeah.
Right. With an initial loan. With the wow.
$5,000. What do you do with $5,000 these days?
Right.
Not much.
No.
Maybe
Can't
buy
even
groceries from what I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Groceries. You do one week's groceries. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So they started with the one product again, the serum.
They started with we did the day serum and the night serum
Okay.
before we even brought out
That makes
the
sense.
essence.
Okay.
So we did the day serum and the night serum, and we had 4 half-an-hour shows. Totally sold out.
And
Wow.
where are they produced? You go into TSC to produce those?
Oh, the shows?
Yes.
Pre-COVID, 100%.
Right.
Now I do it from my kitchen.
Oh.
I do also go in every once in a while, but there's nothing better than being business on the top and sweatpants on.
Yeah.
And then being able to go upstairs and just go to bed. So, but yeah, we go into the studios and we do it there. My grandmother walked out, and you have to understand at the time, she's in her 70s. She walks out, and her famous line that still is to this day is, "You don't know me from a bar of soap,
Mm-hmm.
but I want you to trust me. I want you to believe in me because I'm going to change your life."
I love it.
And that's what started everything 25 years ago in TSC.
Wow.
So this year's a big year for us. 25 years on TSC, 75 years in business, 100th birthday for my grandmother.
Wow.
Wow. Big milestones.
Big trifecta,
Yeah.
And then as you grow, how do you decide what your next products are going to be? And now you've expanded to a lot more products than the 3. Walk me through that expansion.
That's the understatement of the year.
Yeah.
So in order to be relevant on TV, you always have to have something new.
Right.
A new bundle, a new product, a new idea. So we have 20 to 40 new products every year.
Wow.
Every year?
Every year?
Wow.
And there's different products for Germany than there is in Toronto.
Right.
There's different products and bundles for the rest of the world than anything. But what's funny is Germany's our largest audience.
Cool.
And our second channel we went to. You asked my mother, like, why?
Right. Yeah.
Why Germany? She's like, I just picked up the phone.
Really?
And that's what happened. So
Wow.
That's
So
great.
with all of those new products, how do you decide what is going to work and what people are going to buy?
that's a very excellent question. A lot of it is trends, marketplace sort of understanding of what's going on. But there's core products that women will use. They need a routine.
Mm.
Cleanser, toner,
Yeah.
serum, day cream, night cream. And now, please, everyone listen to me. Get a neck cream.
Yes.
Like,
A neck cream is essential.
especially like, unfortunately, the younger we are, tech neck is a real thing. So anytime we bend our neck, we get the muscle memory there. And that's what gives the horizontal lines. But it's also understanding that what do people want for their skin? Is it hydration? Is it clarifying? Is it brightening? Is it something easier? Is it something more instant gratification? So we sort of keep that framework with everything that we're making. And we make some really cool products. My mother, I swear, is a mad chemist. She makes some products that I look at her and I'm like, you have 6 heads right now. You're like, this doesn't make sense to me. And everything makes sense to me. Like she brought out a salt cream. And I'm like,
What is this?
why? Like
It's
salt's dehydrated.
Salt cream?
Right?
Is it like
Salt-
a scrub? No.
Exactly. No, it's not. It's an actual cream with salt in it that plumps, that hydrates, that actually absorbs and holds more water, that brings out toxins and ickiness
Oh.
from your skin, brightens your skin, doesn't feel gritty, doesn't feel scrapey, and you're sitting there going, holy crap, it works. Because she was, I swear to you, she had 6 heads when she told me this. And I don't understand. And there's some products like I think of and I'm like, I really want to make this. I'm like, let's give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily I have a platform that my mom and my grandmother go,
Okay.
Like, let's give it a go.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What is your favorite product or favorite products to use?
So it's a trifecta.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Desert Island. 3.5. I'll say 3.5.
Okay.
So it's our hand and foot cream.
Okay.
The best.
Is that this?
No, this is like the new version.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, we cannot keep this product anywhere in stock because it has silver in it, glycolic acid, camphor. So it is sealed for your protection.
Yep. Okay, great.
But it's not greasy. So like it's really a beautiful product, especially like Canada winters, awful. This week, awful. This is going to be your best friend. Use it on your hands and feet. Anyway, but the hand and foot cream, chef's kiss.
I find for me, right into February is when my knuckles start to go.
Not anymore.
Yeah, beautiful.
So I can give you that guarantee. So the hand and foot cream is one of our oldest products. What you're smelling is camphor, which is a really interesting medicinal ingredient, but it's really yummy.
And it's not too, like, I don't like things that are too strong. Like you smell it, you're like, whoa.
No.
And this is...
So that's a natural plant. That's what you're smelling.
Oh, okay.
My grandmother suffers from migraines, so nothing can walk you into certain stores you walk in instantly.
Yeah, you're like, I have a headache.
Nay. That's not what we're at.
Yeah, that's so good.
Thank you so much. You can snap right away. That's my joke. The snap test. There you go.
Oh, hey, this is a good cream.
You're not slipping anyway. The Chrism is my other go-to product. And my third is called the Night Wonder Concentrate. It is the vacuum of skincare. Overnight, as you sleep, you will look younger and better in the morning. Guaranteed. Pimples, wrinkles, redness, congestion, blackheads, whiteheads.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to link.
I need that one too.
Yeah.
Pleasure. I have a couple other goodies I have to send you. I'll plop them in.
I can buy stuff on your site though, right?
You 100% can buy stuff on my site.
Well, we're going to make sure we link that also and this cream.
Definitely.
So that anyone that saw us do that snap test can also get it.
Yeah. And you know what? We can make a nice little deal for your viewers as well.
Sure.
Anything, but it would be a pleasure of me. And I always say this, I will give you the product, like to people who I work with, people who I'm friends with, people who just talk to me. I will give you a product.
Yep.
Because I want you to try it.
Yeah.
Because I know once you try it, you will love it.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to feel like you have to chuck out your routine.
Yeah.
Because if you feel like I just invested in all of this, oh my goodness, da-da-da. So my 3 products, the half are the iPads, by the way. 15 minutes, set it, forget it. Buy.
Okay.
Buy to everything. And by the way, I'm talking an iPad. A lot of people go with iPad. Like
not an iPad, but an
iPad.
This kind.
Yeah. So.
Oh, I love those.
But like, I'd rather someone feel that I respect what they've done, what they've invested in, what they like before they demystify the products that they bought. They literally are the exact same products in the drugstore that they are in the fancy store and everywhere in between.
Yeah.
And what about the creative design of all these? I really love the bottles.
Thank you.
Who's involved in that?
I'm very involved with designing sort of the products mentally, aesthetically, about like what I want it to look like. However, we have a brilliant team. Mm-hmm. So remember, you always have to have people who are A, smarter than you.
Yep.
And B, recognize that creative people need to be creative.
Mm-hmm. So
my graphic designers, marketing team phenomenally will come up with ideas and they'll put the I am a hand talker.
No problem.
No, it's okay. Me too.
You're a hair flipper. I'm a hand talker. I need to like sit so I can stop hitting this thing or move back by a beat. So she comes up with a bunch of ideas. Now, when it comes to Germany, we have to say to our Germans, do you like this?
Right.
It's a very large audience. Mm-hmm. We don't want, and Germans are very different than the rest of the world. Because to put it in perspective, the German audience and Europeans will put their skincare out. And you'll see them. You have to see them out.
Okay.
North Americans will put them under. Too much clutter. Goodbye. So they want something visually that brings them joy and happiness. And so that goes out. But our creative department, Amy is phenomenal. Tiffany's great. Like, they're really talented at what they do. And like I said, if you let people be creative instead of bottlenecking them or pigeonholing them, you allow everything to happen. And that's the most important.
Yeah. That's when the magic comes, I think.
Do you remember your first on-air
Sure do.
moment?
100%.
Yes, tell us about it.
So I was a statue. I was 18. My grandmother brought me on, and I was just watching her. She just brought me on, and I had eyelash extensions at the time. I told you, I used to be cooler. I used to be a different And I remember the co-host stopped, and she like looked at my eyelashes, and she's like, guys, these are the longest eyelashes I've ever seen. And I didn't know what to say, and I didn't know what to do. And my grandmother was just literally, she used me as like a prop. Yeah. I was there to be a prop. And then my first live was kind of by accident, because I would travel and I would do these things. And like, I don't care who you are. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't care your background, your age, your demographic, your ethnicity. I don't care if you're someone fancy, if you're someone nobody. I'll talk to everybody the same. And if you're a nice person, you treat people with respect, we're going to get on. If you're not, we're not going to get on. So I remember I was doing this around the world. Cannes Film Festival, the Grammys, the Oscars. Like, told you, I used to different life. If I had Instagram back then, we'd be a different person right now. But, you know, so it didn't matter to me who I was talking to. So same thing with on air. Yeah. It's the same concept. I know I'm talking to millions of people. Right. Fine. But I'm not talking to a camera. I'm talking to a co-host, and let's go. And they slipped me on air. Mm-hmm. So my mom and grandma were working a lot. And they work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it's exhausting. Mm-hmm. And they said, we want Margot to go on air. And they all said, no, we don't want Margot to go on air. She's a little nothing. Like, she's like in her 20s. What is she going to talk to people about with being on air?
Who's thinking that?
All the channels.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
All
there were
the
channels.
Under absolutely no circumstances, Margot going to go on air. She will disrupt, we can say a different term, the business. She will mess that business up. We do not want to do this. Yeah. And my mom slipped me on.
Oh, wow.
She's like, I don't feel well. So Margot's there.
Wow.
That's and so I sweet knocked of your it out.
Oh, yes, I love it.
Because I recognize I was a little blip, right? Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and be like, let me talk to you about wrinkles and crinkles. No, that's not my positioning. My positioning is, let's discuss what the ingredients are. I've been in my grandmother's, we were chatting before, I'll laugh. You told me I had to save certain things. Yeah. At the age of 5, my grandmother would sit me in her chair and do a whole face of makeup, whole face of hair. And she would teach me about beauty from the age of 5. And so I was aware that it was this universal conversation. And it's not about me, it's about you. Right. So how can I connect with you? And how can I entertain you? Mm-hmm. And how can I not be a little sniffling snot who knows everything? Right. Right. You know? And that's always been the position. Like, and I am my grandmother's granddaughter. We're the same person. I love just with a few years between us. Yeah.
When you make a new product and you want to test it. Yeah. How do you test it?
On us. So we do not test on animals. Our biggest charities of choice that we always support are cancer and animals, like not together, not cancer. Yeah. But we have people. We have 150 employees.
Great.
85%.
Skin. Yeah,
85% of our employees are women. Right. 85% of our employees are over the age of 45. Who wants to try a product? Yeah. Give me tangible feedback. It's okay if it sucks. Mm-hmm. The salt cream, again, hilarious. That went out and about to all of us, and everyone had the same feeling I did. My mom had 6 heads, but it all worked. Yeah. And we're able to say, I don't like the fragrance. I don't like the texture. It didn't work for me. It did work for me. Let's go. And then we just launch it.
And so this is made in Toronto.
Yeah. Danforth and Kennedy.
Wow. Wow. In a massive vat, I imagine. I'm picturing a massive vat.
Like what beer? Like
a massive KitchenAid processor
It
thing.
is a massive KitchenAid.
That's what I'm picturing.
Our smallest kettle is 100 kilos. Our largest kettle is 6,500 kilos.
Wow.
So everywhere in between.
And are there some common ingredients that is going into most of the creams? Like what do they have something in common? And then when you think of formulations, you're tweaking other elements of things?
So first and foremost, there's trisam in everything except for the perfume. So that's stark standard.
Okay.
But each range has a different call out. So that one right there is the Wonder Effect. That's that's glycolic acid and retinol. So what's in there is glycolic acid. So how do we... Okay, first and foremost, don't be freaked out about glycolic acid. It's a derivative of sugar cane. So it's an exfoliant. Okay. Nothing should ever hurt to work. If it hurts to work, stop using it.
Right.
If you're getting a warm, tingling sensation, your skin is freaking out. There's a product that can give you the same results without the ouch. Don't go for the ouch.
Got
if
it.
You're going for the ouch, pay someone in a controlled environment to do it properly.
Yeah.
Right.
Because at home, nay. So
I know it's working because it hurts.
Yeah, like you don't need to do that.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Actually.
You'll end up with like Samantha Jones' face where she has that horrible peel.
Exactly. Like your hands aren't burning right now.
No,
but
they
like
feel
great.
But they feel great.
Exactly. So the blue range, glycolic acid, retinol. How do we start from there? The black range over here, caviar. So omega-3s, omega-9s, caviar does not smell like fish. I promise. It really doesn't. The professional range is more of ingredient based in the sense of if I was going to a dermatologist's office or an esthetician, what ingredients are they using and how do I make them more easy at home?
Right.
Collagen starts with collagen. How do we go up from there? Literally, how do you go up from there with collagen? And so each range has a family. It has the hero ingredient next to Jerusalem, and we create the range around it. And hopefully it works.
Yeah.
Usually works.
So
It usually works. I'm excited.
So growing up with friends and girlfriends, they must have absolutely adored being friends with you.
No.
Really?
No?
I would.
Why?
I was going to be your best friend. You're like, we're going to be best friends.
Because one, it's all on the shopping channel. So your first notion is the same notion my mother had before she joined the company. And my mother, who wanted a job, said to my mother, my grandmother, "Hi, Mom, I'm here for my job." And she's like, "Absolutely not." And my mother's like, "What do you mean?" "I'm here for a job. Like, I'm your daughter-in-law. It's my right. You've been giving me product for years." And she's like, "Yeah, you haven't been using that product for years." And I can tell because your skin is lousy.
Oh,
And it's true. My mother said, nothing that my mother-in-law could give me would be as good or better than what I can buy in a department store, what I can buy in the fancy store up the street, what I can buy at the department store. So my mother got called out. So she got using products. So that goes again to my friends.
right.
It's not and also my friend's mom, like, I'm in a different community here. So they want to go to the fancy stores and buy the fancy products with the fancy bow.
Right.
It's not on the shopping channel. It's not on the TSC. It's not on television shopping. That's crazy. You can get Dysons and Vitamix.
Yes, I'm
all the good stuff.
Yeah.
All the good stuff. But
Yeah,
like the thing is, what's different is people have this conceived notion. It has to be cheap. It's going to break. So if it breaks, send it back 30 days. Enjoy that. You don't want to do the whole $100. You just have to do $6.99. I'm loving this, that you can actually do these concepts, but it's our own way that we're wound.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm not a pusher of my products.
Yep.
I know they're freaking amazing. And for me, when someone asks me, "Margot, what do I use? Can you get me something?" It's like the greatest compliment, the greatest blessing. But I don't want you to feel like I'm going to be like Avon calling and you come in and an MLM marketing, not saying Avon is, but I'm saying like, I don't want you to come to my house and feel like I'm always going to sell you product.
Yeah, right.
You want product? Happy to give it to you.
Yeah.
You want me to help you with your skin? Happy to give it with you.
Right.
You want to go spend $300 on an eye cream like a schmuck? Mazel tov. You do you.
Yeah.
You know? But so my friends and some of my friends, they actually say to me, I don't want to insult you by asking. Like, how's it an insult? because they don't want to feel like their hands are out like this.
Yeah. Well,
but again,
I understand that.
with pleasure.
Yeah.
Once I know that you love something, what a compliment is it to me?
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. So we were friends for other reasons, not for skincare.
So when you make a batch of this, you'll bottle it in the same facility? You'll make it, you'll bottle it.
Make it. First we do, so we take the big totes that they go in.
Yeah.
Goes from the kettle to a tote. And in those stages, we do quality testing. So all the bulk has to sit for a few days to make sure that there's no micro, just none of those things. Make sure that the batch is good. Once that gets checked by quality, because again, we have quality in-house, which is really rare. We put it to the line. We have 16 automated lines for filling, all into the tubes, all into the bottles, all into this, gets sealed, goes to the packing side, goes to our warehouse, ship it out from there.
And it ships out direct to the customer from your warehouse, or then it goes to the channels?
To the channels.
And then they ship it.
And then they ship it out. Oh, that's nice. So you're not really in a logistical nightmare situation, are you?
Logistics differently, because no matter what, logistics right now is a nightmare.
Right.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
But because of the
just on the
.com,
pace of things, you're saying.
Just based on the .com as well, we do ship out directly to customers.
Oh, yeah, you ship out for your site.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you'll have to make a decision to hold back specifically for website customers.
We have to make sure that we have product for website.
Right. And push out to the shopping channels as well.
And we sell to the shopping channels in advance. So like Germany is like 12 months. We know what we've planned. We're ready to go.
Cool.
TSC is 6 months. We know what to go. We know what's happening.
Do you have to take a bet, though, how much you need to make for each shopping channel, or is that channel giving you an advance or paying for part of that product?
Based on all the metrics, they can tell us, this is how much you sold last year. This is how much we know you're going to sell this year.
Okay.
And then we have the question. So
then at that point, you have to decide, do you want to make X investment in product to send it out there?
Well, I can tell you 100% we make X investment to ship it out and make it out. But we always say, what's the contingency plan? What's your safety net?
Right.
I'm glad we've put all our ducks in a row.
Right.
Yeah.
But now they're sitting in Germany.
We always will sell it.
Right. But meanwhile, you've got tons of products sitting in Germany, literally. And you theoretically.
Yeah, theoretically.
And if you don't sell it, what is a contingency plan on that type of situation?
So the contingency plan is, do we have a sell-through throughout the year? Like a perfect example, the Queen died.
Right.
Right.
England was messed up. TVSN, aka Australia, was messed up during those 2 days. Even Canada a little bit, but not really. But these 2 countries were like, and I had a show. I was like, oh my God. Like, no one's buying anything. Like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Can we do another show? Is there another time we can do this? Is there going to be a different thing? Is there, because we don't want returns.
No.
Customer returns, channel returns, nay.
No.
How do we've made it. That's money. Let's sell it. Let's do it. Let's get it out. And if for whatever reason we have excess, hello winners.
Yes.
Hello
right.
Marshalls.
Yeah.
So how many slots do you have to move that product?
It's different with everyone. So like, for example, we're on a channel every single month. QVC UK right now, we're on every single day because we have the product of the month.
Oh, cool.
And so like 3 or 4 hits a day. Maddening.
Recorded or live?
Live.
Okay, so you often, are you doing that from here? Do you have other people doing it too?
So we have a loco in Germany, a loco in Italy, a loco in England. But because we just switched channels in England, I always will establish the channel.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm doing it now in tandem with my local gal.
Cool.
But my mom and I split Australia. I do America, and my mom and I split Canada. So
I love it.
You're on air a lot.
All the time, eh?
I'm on air a lot.
Wow.
And then we do the these other channels, which are like to your phone right now. So the whole new, you can sell from anywhere. It's like, yes, you can sell from, everyone could always sell from anywhere. They just didn't know how to do it. So like, for example, a Shop Squad just started.
Yes.
Yes, we had them on the podcast.
Lisa and I have known each other for a very long time.
Yeah.
We work hand in hand with Shop Squad. We're actually going to be doing a show soon.
That's
amazing.
Great.
Yeah.
That'll
and
be
it's
great.
fun. I think a lot of people, though, the missing sauce that they don't get with these shows is it's not a field of dreams. It's not like I built it so come. someone's giving you, no one's actually watching you. I think that's the biggest thing that people have to stand. They're busy. They're cooking, they're cleaning, it's like background noise. Entertain them. You know what I mean? Don't just stand on the street corner being like, hello.
Right.
Yeah. Silly, So, yeah.
So you've, it sounds like right away, but really through your whole life, have mastered that art of selling, but not it being aggravating to the buyer. And you gotta walk this line of not turning someone off, but selling, but not, not shoving it down their throat.
Being like, trust me, it's good. Dang it.
Right.
No, it's not quite interesting. The audience.
It's a heck of an art form.
Yeah, like the art of marketing and sales where you're...
But especially on TV.
Yeah. And to be entertaining.
Unique.
Like you're an entertaining person. And like I'm thinking like, I need to watch TSC more. I have a friend who works there, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm totally tuning into TSC. I need to see what's popping on there because I'm the person. I'll shop anywhere if it's like Instagram, whatever. And if I can get a deal on, I need a new Dyson. I need a whole bunch of things. Who knows what I need? I don't even know."
The best part about the Dyson is they normally have like 24-hour events, and I will pitch Dyson. Love a Dyson.
Yeah.
But they have this $800 machine for 12 easy payments of X. So you're just like, all right,
why not?
Yes. You can also break those payments up into anything you want. But
you can.
You sure can. It can be 1, it can be 3, it can be 6. However many easy pays. You don't have to be like, I'm going to do all 4. You can be like, I want 2.
I have something so funny I have to tell you. There's a comedian who passed away. His name is Mitch Hedberg. And one of his jokes.
Okay. 4 easy payments and one really hard one. But we won't tell you which one. It will just be a doozy. He's my favorite. My fave.
So funny.
I ended up with a lingering COVID easy payment on a Peloton. That still is easy paying.
Oh. It's just to get you in COVID. But no,
are you riding it a lot?
No.
Perfect.
During COVID, I guess we did. But you know what? Once you have a child, it changes the whole thing.
Yeah, you're a whole
We're up early and I don't have any time.
No.
It's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
They get better.
Yeah.
They do. The kids get better, but you can't use them as an excuse for not getting on the Peloton eventually. Like I have the gym. I have a gym in my backyard. Like legitimately, I built a gym.
Oh, amazing.
Fell off in October. I fell off.
Gym.
Oh, okay.
Fell off by 5 days. Let's go.
Yeah.
Here I am, happily plump in February 2023, being like, I should go. 6 feet from my house.
Yeah.
It's not like there's a payment I have to go, but I'm like, oh, my kid.
You're like anything.
All day. Like there's literally, I can't use them as an excuse anymore.
Oh yeah, now
it's like it's on me. Now it's my choice. It's my choice of being lazy.
Yeah,
it's fine.
You're so funny.
And eating food. I love a good food.
I love a good food. Nelson also loves like cooking and making great food. Yeah,
it's the literal best.
Absolutely.
Any favorite things to cook?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Like I have to say this. I'll toot my own horn. I'm a very good cook.
Oh,
great!
Like a very good baker, very good cook. Because South Africa, you had to make everything. Mm-hmm. So I grew up in a household that, like, you literally, when my mom was there, she would make her own mayonnaise. Like, there's now stuff you can buy. Yeah. Obviously, it's a country. You go to a grocery store, you can buy food. It's fine. And mayonnaise in a jar. It's all good. But growing up, you make it, you know? And so I don't see why you can't make something. So my brisket, outstanding. It is
I bet.
One of legends.
Oh, amazing.
Legends, okay?
I'll have to talk to you about brisket.
With actual pleasure. We can go.
Amazing. Because I just did I'm dialing in a brisket.
Just put the love in.
Yes, but braising's an interesting whole task in and of itself.
Don't get wrapped up in the complication.
No, I know, but you actually end up having to cook it to quite a high temperature.
I know,
brisket.
But I do slow and low.
Yes, but me too.
You can do a whole bunch of things, but what I'm saying to you is,
I love.
God bless.
Yeah,
God bless
so
the
hungry.
chef.
Yeah,
like the chefs who are like this. Love you all. Don't get complicated with it. It's like the folding in the cheese from Schitt's Creek with Moira and David.
I don't know
the episode. She's like, "Have you not watched it?"
Not that episode.
No, I haven't seen that one either.
I'm sure it's good.
He's like, they're making a family recipe. And it's like, the recipe says fold in the cheese. So David looks at his mom and goes, what's that? She's like, I don't know, David, just fold in the cheese.
Okay.
He's like, but what does that mean? He's like, you fold it in. It's like, all of these terms are very complicated.
Yeah.
It's just, figure.
Uh-huh. Like, I'm sure that cheese will
Google
melt
the definition of what folding it in means.
Yeah, it's not much.
Yeah, just, and don't don't get so hooked on the steps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and pies. Pies are my next thing. So pies, I make a very mean pie.
Like a dessert pie, sweet or savory.
Oh man, want a pie? I can make it.
My family's from New Zealand, and I love a meat pie.
First off, I love how the accent just came out.
Yeah,
okay? Let's just say that. I love a meat pie. Yeah. I don't even understand why this country doesn't have
meat pies
and does not respect the meat pie.
Yes, the meat pie didn't get over here in any serious way.
No, but like in
which is too bad.
Yeah, it's crazy. In New Zealand, you can go to like the dairy, like it's like a corner store. They just call it like a dairy or a gas station. And I'm telling you, you get like a Waddy's meat pie there. And like normally here, you wouldn't like, you don't like normally get pizza from the 7-Eleven or something. But in New Zealand, you can go and you get like the best meat pies. Mm-hmm. And they're so good. I remember I was in New Zealand for Fashion Week once, and I got sent there on a media trip, and I didn't have a lot of like my own spending money, and I just lived off meat pies, and it was like,
it's the best thing to do. We went there for our honeymoon.
Oh,
love
amazing!
There's a place in Australia called a Smiley Pies. They need to come here. You can open up that franchise. And let me know.
I would love
them. It's like a pizza pocket of deliciousness and goodness in your hand. You can walk.
And you can get them here. There's a couple places. There used to be one called Kanga downtown, and then there was Pie on Dundas West. Yeah. But they just don't taste the same.
They don't taste the same, and they're like this instead of like a to go. That's the whole thing.
Like,
you have
sometimes
to,
you get like
it's too much.
potato top on a pie, like mashed potatoes on a pie.
Oh, yeah.
And they put tomato sauce. It's
so good.
It's like my favorite food, New Zealand meat pie or Australia. I went to school there, so.
Telling you, best.
So good.
You literally can do a whole separate segment.
On food, yeah, for sure.
100%.
For sure.
But again, I'm not a fancy one. Like, I bless you all for being the fancy one. I just want to give you food that the calories, when you eat them, you're like, yes, they're worth it.
Yes.
And like line your soul for something yummy. And that's all I want to do.
Beautiful. Well, a good brisket would do that.
I do it like definitely 100% twice a year. But this year I've done it 4 times.
Oh, nice.
2020, not 2023, because that would be 4 times in a month.
Like, 2022, I did it 4 times.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know.
It's okay.
You lost the 2 years, Kate?
I have a hard time knowing what year it is. That whole section just kind of,
it's gone.
Like, it was like 2019, like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
it really was. Like, it's a whole, and we all blipped it out.
Yeah,
you know? People are like, when was the last time I saw you? I'm like, a bit ago. It's fine. Here we are again, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw someone yesterday, and I was like, I feel like I just saw you, but I hadn't seen her since pre-pandemic. And I was like, holy shit, that was a few years.
That's like Taya's first cousin. We were seeing him all the time. I haven't seen him in 3 years.
Yeah.
You blink and you miss it. It's gone.
So looking forward into 2023, what's exciting? Any new products that you're thinking of?
So new product like this, like I said, this year's a trifecta for us. It's a really... The energy's there, the vibe's there, 100 years for Grams, 75 years in business, 25 years on TV. Everything we're doing is with a splash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Legitimately, we are riding this wave.
Amazing.
Yeah. Next year is going to be great too, 76 and all sorts of things. But
they're all going to be great.
We're going to ride this because people like 5 and 10s. People love the celebration. It's a funny thing. It's like 36, yeah, you're great. Like 40.
Wow.
Well, it's quite a coincidence, too, how the 25 and the 75 and the 100
never say
lined
anything's
up.
a coincidence.
Well, yeah, meant to be.
It's aligned.
Yeah, it's aligned. Yeah, absolutely. That's beautiful.
But we're new products. My mom's 70th is coming up in March. So, listen, I want my grandmother to live another 120 years.
Yeah.
She's 100. We have to be real with my grandmother. So and even in the transition on TV, you can see the torch has been passed to my mother.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing a big splash for her in 70th as well.
Amazing.
She just came out with new products again. She'll change them, but she came out with new ones, and We just had a new product meeting the other day. It's exciting. It's scary when you see how many new products are coming out as well.
Yeah.
You sort of hedge your bets with it. Like, it will work. I know it will work. Like, I hope it will work.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay if it doesn't work because
Mhm.
we'll learn from it, but also we can change it.
Mhm.
You know, like we just came out with a whole new range of this range that you're looking at, the Wonder Effect, with
Yep.
all new oils and all new peels and all new acids. And I'm really excited about that. Like that range, that's my jam. That is what I will sell left, right, and center. Because I love how transformative it is to people with congested skin.
Yep.
Like people who have congested skin can't stand how bullied they get when they're younger.
Right.
And how that impacts them growing up.
Mhm.
And acne is
For good.
actually the number one, more than wrinkles, the number one Google term of how do I fix my skin is acne.
Okay. Yeah.
So most amount of Google searches. And that is, I'm so excited for that range. I'm so excited to give it to people in their fingertips to be able to like have the look of all the injections and all the peels and all the lifts at home.
Yeah. Without that.
And bless y'all. You all can do it. I don't care. There's no shame in my beauty game in the sense of I will not judge you about what you do. I just want to help fit into your place.
Mhm.
Yep.
Whatever that looks like.
That's beautiful.
You know, too much judgment in this world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Life is very
Absolutely.
short. My grandmother's always taught me the years are long, but the days are long, but the years are short. They
Mhm.
are. They go like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with kids.
Especially just everything.
Yeah.
You know, kids, you see it faster because tangibly,
They're
they were like,
changing.
they were nothing a second ago.
Yeah. And then they're like,
And then they grow. And you're like
Functioning
my
human.
son is 2.5 and he's in size 4 right now. I'm like, how did this happen? But like, it's so great. It's so great to see it. It's so great to let it. My son has given me, and people always say this, like people said I was like harder before my kid. Guess I was. I just care less about the noise.
Mhm.
right.
And I think that's what softened me a bit.
Yeah. Very nice.
You know, I care less about that. And like, I want him to be him at any age, at any sign, at any time. I want him to be able to be exactly who he wants to be in that moment versus me telling him, this is how you have to behave.
Mhm.
He's turned into such a great kid because of it.
Yeah. That's so important. So my parents were very like, be you. And
That's
like,
the New
be-
Zealand though.
Be
Mhm.
unique. And like, I always, Mom, you're not like other parents. And she's like, well, I can't be like other parents. I'm not from here. and like, but it's, they just encouraged me to be me. And here I am. And I
me, I
think
get
it's been really that different upbringing, I think, really.
Like I
helped
always
me.
felt as an outsider because I was an immigrant.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's a weird
Yeah.
feeling to feel like you don't belong, you know? And so that's why I say to you, like, I don't care who you are. I will go toe to toe and we can chat.
Yeah.
Like I have no fear to have that chat with you or whatever it is, just to say hello. And I'll open up with a compliment for everyone.
Yeah, that's
I don't
nice.
care who it is. Soften anybody's hard show. with a compliment, you know?
Absolutely.
Totally.
They can't be a jerk to you afterwards. They can ignore you. They can say thank you so much and have a nice day, but they won't be a jerk.
Mhm.
You know?
That's
Great
so true.
insight.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Thank
Love
you
it.
so much for joining us.
This was super fun. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
goes
it.
by so fast all the time.
I don't even
Yeah.
understand. I feel like it was like 5 seconds.
I know.
I know. Yeah, so great having you here. I love hearing the stories of your family and just like your enthusiasm talking about everything.
Yes,
It's just
wonderful.
it's it's cute and it's fun and it's exciting. And, I'm a very exciting kind of person and it just makes me feel really happy. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank
I
you
feel
so
the
much for
same.
allowing me to be here. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to, share a little light of my spectacular grandmother and my phenomenal mother. Because frankly, I just am able to do what I do because 2 women wouldn't take the word no for an answer.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Amazing.
So I'm excited.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.